Welcome to a mesmerizing journey through time, back to an era when Rome was the eternal heartbeat of art, faith, and grandeur, the 1600s, the pinnacle of the Baroque age. Picture this, a city where ancient ruins whisper secrets of emperors past, while towering domes and swirling fountains proclaim the unyielding power of the Catholic Church. Rome in the 17th century wasn't just a city, it was a living masterpiece. A stage where popes wielded scepters like artists' brushes, sculptors bent marble to their will, and the streets pulsed with the drama of human ambition. For centuries, these moments have been trapped in faded etchings, oil paintings, and dusty manuscripts captured by visionaries like Caravaggio and Bernini, who roamed these very cobblestone paths. But now, with the magic of advanced artificial intelligence, we can resurrect these scenes in breathtaking realism, plunging you headfirst into the opulent, turbulent world of Baroque Rome. Let's wander through the eternal city as it was in the 1600s, a place where divinity met decadence, and every corner held a story waiting to unfold. Our adventure begins at the majestic Vatican, the spiritual epicenter of Christendom, where the Tiber River curves like a protective arm around the holy grounds. Imagine standing on the Ponte Sant'Angelo in 1620, the bridge lined with angelic statues that Bernini would later envision as ethereal guardians, though in this decade, it's still a simple stone archway bustling with pilgrims and merchants. The air is thick with the scent of incense wafting from nearby chapels, mingled with the earthy aroma of fresh bread from street vendors hawking their wares to weary travelers. Below, the Tiber's waters churn lazily, carrying barges laden with goods from upriver ports, olive oil from the hills of Umbria, fine wines from the Lazio vineyards, and exotic spices trickling in from distant Venetian trades. This river, once the lifeline of ancient Rome, now serves as a vein pumping life into the papal city. Families picnic on the banks, children skipping stones while fishermen cast nets for perch and eel, their calls echoing against the ancient walls. In the distance, the dome of St. Peter's Basilica looms like a crown on the horizon, a symbol of the Church's triumph after the Protestant Reformation. Pope Paul V, reigning in the early 1600s, pours fortunes into its completion, hiring architects like Carlo Maderno to extend the nave and create a facade that dwarfs all who approach. As we cross the bridge, the Vatican walls rise before us, fortified not just against invaders, but against the heresies that threaten to fracture the faith. Inside these walls, Swiss guards in their striped uniforms stand sentinel, their halberds glinting in the sun, ready to protect the Pope, who rules as both spiritual leader and temporal king. Venturing deeper into the Vatican, we arrive at St. Peter's Square, though in the 1600s, it's still evolving under the genius of Gian Lorenzo Bernini. Envision the colossal arms of the colonnade beginning to take shape around 1656 under Pope Alexander VII, 4 rows of Doric columns embracing the faithful like a mother's hug, designed to symbolize the Church's universal reach. But let's pause in the earlier decades, say 1610, when the square is a vast open expanse, thronged with pilgrims from across Europe. They've journeyed for months on foot, by mule, or in rattling carriages, drawn by the promise of indulgences and the sight of holy relics. Hawkers sell rosaries carved from olive wood, miniature replicas of the Pietà, Michelangelo's masterpiece, already drawing gasps in the basilica, and vials of holy water from the Tiber, though savvy locals know it's just river water blessed with a prayer. The air buzzes with a babble of languages, Italian dialects from the south, French from courtly visitors, German from Lutheran converts seeking redemption. Street performers juggle fire or recite epic poems about ancient heroes, while beggars in tattered robes implore alms, their pleas a constant undercurrent to the square's grandeur. At the center stands the ancient Egyptian obelisk, relocated here in 1586 by Pope Sixtus V, a feat of engineering that required hundreds of men, horses, and pulleys, a testament to Rome's habit of repurposing pagan monuments for Christian glory. As the sun sets, torches flicker to life, casting dramatic shadows that foreshadow the Baroque love for chiaroscuro, the play of light and dark that artists like Caravaggio would immortalize. From the sacred heights of the Vatican, we descend into the labyrinthine streets of Rome proper, weaving toward the Pantheon, that ancient temple turned church, standing defiant against time. In the 1600s, under Pope Urban VIII, who reigned from 1623 to 1644, the Pantheon's bronze roof is controversially stripped to forge cannons for the Castel Sant'Angelo and bells for street. Peter's earning the Pope the mocking rhyme, "What the barbarians didn't do, the Barberini did." Urban was a Barberini, you see. Approach the massive portico with its Corinthian columns, each a monolith hauled from Egypt centuries ago, and step inside to gaze up at the oculus, that eye to the heavens pouring in rain or sunlight like divine intervention. The interior, with its coffered dome, the largest unreinforced concrete structure in the world, hosts masses where choirs sing Gregorian chants that reverberate like thunder. Around the Piazza della Rotonda, life teems. Artisans chisel marble in open workshops, their hammers clinking rhythmically. Courtesans in silk gowns promenade, their laughter mingling with the splash of the central fountain, though Bernini's redesign comes later. Cafes, early precursors to modern ones, serve sweetened wines and biscotti, where intellectuals debate Galileo's controversial theories. He'd faced the Inquisition here in 1633 for his heliocentric views. The square is a melting pot. Nobles in velvet doublets arriving in gilded coaches, artists sketching furiously, and spies from rival European courts eavesdropping on papal gossip. Urban VIII, a poet and patron, fills the city with his family's bees, their emblem, on fountains and facades, turning Rome into a Barberini showcase. Now, let's stroll along the Via del Corso, Rome's bustling thoroughfare, a straight arrow from the Piazza del Popolo to the Capitoline Hill. In the 1600s, this street is the city's spine, lined with palaces of the noble families, the Colonna, Orsini, and Farnese, each vying for architectural supremacy. Horse-drawn carriages clatter over the uneven stones, dodging pedestrians, priests in black cassocks hurrying to vespers, merchants from the Jewish ghetto, established in 1555 and still confined, trading gems and textiles, and young bravos swaggering swordsmen looking for jewels over honor or a lady's glance. The air carries the aroma of roasting chestnuts from vendors' braziers, mixed with the pungent smell of the nearby Tiber's mudflats. Midway, we pause at the Trevi Fountain's precursor site, though the iconic Baroque version by Nicola Salvi isn't built until the 1700s. In the 1600s, it's a simpler fountain fed by the Aqua Vergine aqueduct, restored by Pope Urban VIII. Imagine locals filling jugs with crystal-clear water, children splashing in the basin, and lovers tossing coins over their shoulders, a custom already whispered in folklore. Nearby, the Spanish Steps aren't yet the grand staircase of the 18th century. Instead, the area around the Trinità dei Monti Church is a hillside garden where French artists, Rome's French Academy, is founded in 1666, paint en plein air, capturing the golden light on terracotta roofs. Festivals erupt here. During Carnival, masked revelers parade in elaborate costumes, harlequins, queens and devils throwing confetti and sweets, the revelry sanctioned by the church as a release before Lent's austerity. Turning toward the ancient heart, we reach the Colosseum, that colossal amphitheater scarred by earthquakes and pillaged for stone. In the 1600s, it's no longer a venue for gladiators, but a romantic ruin overgrown with vegetation, a quarry for builders like Bernini, who borrows travertine for his projects. Pilgrims circle it, imagining the martyrs who perished here, while shepherds graze sheep amid the arches, a pastoral intrusion into urban decay. Nearby, the Forum Romanum lies in picturesque disarray, its temples and basilicas half buried, serving as a cattle market where farmers haggle over livestock. Yet, this decay inspires. Artists like Claude Lorraine sketch the ruins at dawn, their works fueling the Grand Tour's future allure. Venture into the Capitoline Hill, redesigned by Michelangelo but enhanced in the Baroque era, where the Palazzo dei Conservatori houses ancient sculptures that draw scholars and collectors. Pope Innocent X, 1644 to 1655, commissions Bernini to create the Fontana dei Quattro Fiumi in Piazza Navona, But let's linger in the 1,650 seconds, as it's under construction, a chaotic sight of scaffolding, workers hauling Egyptian obelisks, and Bernini himself directing with fiery passion. The piazza, built over Domitian's stadium, hosts jousts, floods for mock naval battles, and markets selling everything from Persian rugs to African parrots. At night, lanterns illuminate acrobats and puppeteers, while in the shadows, alchemists peddle elixirs promising eternal youth. Deeper into the Trastevere neighborhood, across the Tiber, we find the bohemian soul of Rome. Narrow alleys twist like vines, lined with ochre buildings, where laundry flutters like flags. In the 1600s, this is the domain of the common folk, artisans, innkeepers, and immigrants from Naples or Sicily. Taverns overflow with raucous laughter, serving hearty fare like pasta amatriciana, invented around this time, washed down with frascati wine. Street musicians strum lutes, singing ballads of unrequited love or papal scandals. Caravaggio, the hot-tempered painter, once brawled here in 1606, killing a man and fleeing into exile. His revolutionary tenebrism, dramatic lighting in works like The Calling of Street Matthew, mirrors Trastevere's own contrasts. Sun, dappled piazzas by day, shadowy intrigue by night. Churches like Santa Maria in Trastevere, with its glittering mosaics, draw the faithful for midnight masses, where candles flicker on altars adorned with relics. Festivals honor local saints with processions, floats carried by burly confraternities, fireworks bursting over the river, and feasts of roasted porchetta that feed hundreds. As we circle back to the Vatican, consider the Palazzo Farnese, a Renaissance gem completed in the 1600s with Baroque flourishes, home to cardinals and ambassadors. Its frescoed halls host lavish banquets where diplomats plot alliances amid platters of peacock tongue and sugared fruits. The Farnese family, papal insiders, collect antiquities that rival the Vatican's statues like the Farnese Hercules, inspiring generations. Nearby, the Campo de Fiori bustles as a market square. By day, vendors cry out prices for artichokes, cheeses, and flowers. By night, it's a site of executions, like Giordano Bruno's burning in 1600 for heresy, a grim reminder of the Inquisition's grip. Yet, Rome thrives on this tension faith, fueling art, power-breeding innovation. And there you have it, an immersive odyssey through Rome in the 1600s, a city where the past and present danced in eternal embrace. From the Vatican's divine splendor to Trastevere's earthy vitality, this Baroque wonder captivated the world. We plan to recreate more cities with AI magic, so tell us in the comments which one next, and join us soon in the annals of history. Thanks for exploring, and until then, arrivederci from the Eternal City.